The long road to redemption for the 2023 Philadelphia Eagles is about to start, and while most people would assume that a Super Bowl contender would be more than 4-point favorites against a team coming off an 8-9 season, this matchup is a little trickier than most people would assume. So here's what I'm watching for this week. In my eyes, the biggest matchup of the week is between Sirianni and Hurts and the defensive mind of Bill Belichick. The Patriots have done an excellent job building up this defense recently, finding hidden gems in the draft and underrated players in free agency. Last year, this Patriots defense ranked 3rd in yards per play allowed, 4th in sacks, 9th in pass yards per attempt, and tied for 4th in rush yards per attempt. This defense is no joke, and the way they do it is a bit unconventional. The Patriots built this defense by adding a ton of hybrid players. This allows them to be very versatile, changing schemes almost weekly to negate the strengths of the opposing offense. The Patriots have been ahead of the curve in using hybrid players to build out their defense. They rely heavily on bigger safeties, allowing them to play in much lighter personnel groupings than other teams. Against 11 personnel, they ran the second most plays in dime packages, with Kyle Duggar often playing the dime linebacker role. If they did utilize nickel packages, often it would be in packages referred to as big nickel, where they would use Duggar in place of typical slot cornerbacks, especially in early down and run situations. The Patriots also led the league in the number of plays in nickel versus 12 and 21 personnel. The Patriots had no fear going light, and it makes sense considering the pass-happy nature of today's NFL. Going lighter allows them to get more favorable matchups in the passing game. By going smaller, the Patriots were often able to get their safeties matched up on tight ends and running backs when in man coverage. I made a video about how DeAndre Swift is going to make big plays on a wheel route, and while I believe he will be a big factor in the passing game this season, I'm not so sure this is the game for that to happen. Bill Belichick is known for changing his game plans to take away what opposing offenses do best, so there are games where they will come out in heavier personnel groupings more often. What I'm going to be looking for is how the Patriots defense matches up with the Eagles personnel groupings that they come out in. Are they going to come out in base or nickel when the Eagles are in 12 personnel? What about against 11 personnel? Do the Patriots stay in dime or come out in more nickel packages? Also important to consider how they utilize these packages on 1st and 2nd down and 2nd and long and 3rd down situations. It might make sense for the Eagles to devise ways to exploit matchups in the passing game on early downs versus the Patriots. Pay attention to personnel groupings in the first 15 or so scripted plays from the Eagles offense and how they attack the Patriots after that. The next thing I'll be looking at is the coverages the Patriots are running against the Eagles. Traditionally a team that has majored in single high coverages, be it cover 1 or cover 3, the Patriots implemented more 2 high coverages last year. They are 10th in percentage of passing plays in cover 2 last year, according to Sports Info Solutions. Against the Bengals, they ran cover 2 on nearly half of their plays in an attempt to put a cap on top of the vertical threats of Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. The Patriots also ran cover 2 significantly more against the Bills in their second matchup, and it worked for the most part. Outside of 2 long plays, one that was a result of Josh Allen extending the play, and one where Stephon Diggs got deep against the corner in cover 3, the Patriots held Josh Allen in check. Besides those 2 plays, they held Allen to 163 yards with a 5.6 yards per attempt average. The NFL average last year was 7 yards per attempt. This also included 1 interception and 2 sacks. This was a significant improvement over their first performance against him. Pay attention to how many single versus 2 high looks that the Patriots run. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are 2 of the most explosive vertical threats in the game, so it would not be a surprise to see the Patriots run more cover 2 looks in an attempt to limit big plays from the Eagles duo. If that happens, then I would expect to see more usage out of Swift and Goddard, and also see Devontae being utilized in the slot more. Staying in cover 2 would be a difficult proposition for the Patriots though, as the Eagles have one of the most dominant rushing attacks in the league. Playing with light boxes and personnel seems like a losing proposition. Ultimately, I think the Patriots will rely on cover 1 more often, as it will allow them to get an extra body in the box for the run game, and last year the Eagles saw a lot of man coverage from defenses as they attempted to slow down their RPO game. Add in the fact that the Patriots drafted Christian Gonzalez in the 1st round, and this is a signal to me that they wanted to get back to more man coverage looks. Who the Patriots decide to cover AJ and Devontae with will be something to look out for as well. Outside of Christian Gonzalez, all of the Patriots corners are below 6 foot and below 190 pounds. That will be an issue when trying to match up with A.J. Brown. The Patriots might decide to shadow AJ with the 6'2", 205-pound Gonzalez, and while I think he's the best corner in his class, it's his first career start. Shadowing a top 5 receiver in your first start would definitely be a trial by fire. This Eagles offense has so many weapons and ways to create mismatches. They have a way to exploit anything a defense tries to do. The likely best way for New England to slow down the Eagles' attack is to create confusion and indecision on Jalen's end. The Patriots ran the 2nd most amount of simulated pressure looks last season. For anyone unfamiliar, simulated pressures are plays where the defense looks like they're sending extra rushers at the quarterback, only for someone along the line to drop into coverage. Often this confuses the offensive line and allows free rushers at the quarterback. I would also expect to see an increase in blitzes by Belichick. The Patriots were in the bottom half of the league in blitz percentage, ranking one spot below the Eagles at 19th. But teams consistently blitzed the Eagles higher than their season averages last year, and for good reason. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles' offense was significantly worse when facing the blitz last year. His passer rating dropped from 106.7 to 90.4 when being blitzed. His yards per attempt went from 8.3 to 6.9, and his sack percent went from 6.9 to 8.8. Though the Patriots don't run a ton of blitzes, Belichick is incredible at scheming the blitzes they do run. Bill popularized the rain blitz, which is a play where two defenders read the slide of the offensive line to determine which player is blitzing, thus ensuring who will get a free rusher at the quarterback. It's a high-risk, high-reward play though, as it often entails playing cover zero behind it, and with a mobile quarterback and great downfield weapons, there's opportunities for one-on-one matchups. But the Eagles had some struggles against these type of blitzes last year, so while I will be paying attention to how often the Patriots blitz, I'll also be paying attention to how the Eagles offense has adjusted from last year. If there's one thing that I know will happen, it's going to be the number of stunts that the Patriots use. They had the most sacks on stunts in the NFL last year, and that's not going to change. With Cam Jurgens as a new addition up front, it will be important to see if the line gels and how Cam is able to recognize and pick up these line movements while playing a new position. When facing mobile quarterbacks, the Patriots would also pair their stunts with the quarterback spy. Stunts often force quarterbacks to step up or bail from pockets, and having a spy behind them allows a player to trigger downhill on any attempted bailout. New England likes to have their spy mug up to the center instead of playing from depth. This occupies the center and keeps them from being able to help on the stunt to either side. Different line movements also work to confuse the quarterback in the zone read game, as it changes the read for the quarterback. I would expect the Patriots to use different methods to change up the looks for Jalen and the option game as well. The Patriots did struggle to stop Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields on some of the plays the Eagles are already familiar with, such as the counter bash and power read runs, both gap scheme option plays that are designed for the quarterback to follow lead blockers on runs front side. With all the confusion that Bill will try to throw at the Eagles' passing attack, this is a game where Jalen's legs will likely take over. One other individual matchup to watch for on the offensive side of the ball is between Jordan Mailata and Josh Uche. Uche is coming off an 11.5 sack season and is the type of smaller, shifty pass rusher that can give Mailata trouble. Uche primarily lined up on the left tackle, and he has good bend and ability to duck under strikes, while also being able to set up outside moves before quickly countering back inside. Switching to the defensive side of the ball, there's a few things to pay attention to. Obviously, we want to know who is starting at safety next to Reed and linebacker next to Nakobe. Zach Cunningham seems like the probable answer at linebacker, and while everyone wants the Sidney Brown experience to begin, I feel the Eagles will want to play it safe with either one of the veterans. I don't think they're necessarily expecting a superstar performance out of this position right now. Rather, they want to put someone out there that knows where to be and is less likely to hurt the team. They've invested heavily on their defensive line and corners. That is where we should expect to see the playmakers show up early in the season. Speaking of their defensive line, that is going to be the X factor on Sunday. The Patriots have some offensive line issues, already down to their third string right tackle. There's talks of moving one of their guards to tackle, and if the Patriots have someone else go down, that's going to cause some serious problems for them. Mac Jones, while actually pretty good against pressure his rookie year, was one of the worst quarterbacks against pressure last year. He had a passer rating of 35.1 when under pressure last season. I will give him the benefit of the doubt and say a big part of that is due to the fact that New England had not one, but two defensive coordinators as his offensive coordinator last year. Yes, you heard that right. But still, Mac isn't exactly fleet of foot. His game is based on being able to process the defense and get the ball out quickly to where it needs to go. The Patriots don't have an explosive element to its offense right now. If they're gonna score, it's likely gonna come from long, methodical drives carried on the back of Ramondre Stevenson and quick rhythm passing from Mac Jones. I don't see Mac having enough time to consistently push the ball downfield. This game total is currently at 45 points, and I see scoring being on the lower end, barring any Patriots special team touchdowns, which you can't rule out considering they have an all-pro punt returner and, well, it's the Eagles' special teams. You never know what Belichick will have in store for an opposing offense, but he's always got tricks hidden up his sleeves. This is a good defense that doesn't give up a ton of big plays, while this Eagles offense is primed to light up any team. But considering everything we've talked about, and the fact they didn't play a single snap in preseason, I don't see them lighting up the Patriots this game. The Patriots offense played at the 28th slowest pace last year, and any of their touchdown drives will likely take a lot of time and plays. This seems like the scenario for a lower scoring game, with the Eagles having enough offensive firepower to overcome Belichick's shenanigans.